Hello guys, it is Shivam here. Welcome to the part 2 of our movie booking app. So we are going to make this app from the scratch by using Flutter, and the backend we are going to use is a Firebase. So on this series we are going to cover user authentication, barcode scanner, integrating payment gateway and many more. So do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button so that you won't miss out on any of the upcoming videos we upload on this channel. Now let's get started. So before we move forward, I want to simply show you how our movie booking app will be look alike after completing this course. Yeah, so this is the movie booking app you can see here in our emulator. So this is an iPhone emulator and this is the sign up page. As you can see, now I can simply move to the login page and can move to the sign up page back again. So I'll use my name over here. So I'll just write Shivam Gupta, something like this, and we'll enter the email and then the password. Yeah, so now I'll click to this sign up button and we'll simply sign up in the app by using a mail authentication, and we'll directly move to the home page. Yeah, so this is the home page of our Filmy Fun app. Now you will think that what is a Filmy Fun app? So this is a movie booking app and I have kept the name of this app, which is Filmy Fun, and you can see at the top hello, and here we are going to show the username, the user picture, welcome to text, and the app name. And this is the trending movies as you can see here, and we can simply scroll or we can move these banners in this app automatically. So this is a carousel slider that I have added by using a Flutter, and you can see the top trending movies section, and in the top trending movies section you can see all the top trending movies. So I have added two movies just for now to show you all. So this is the Infinity Wars. Now I'll click to this and we'll directly move to the movie booking page, and in this movie booking page you can see at the top the movie picture, Infinity Wars, the movie name, action adventure, that what movie have, and some basic detail about the movie. And it is just said that we can select a date and can book the ticket for this movie. So I'm going to simply select Tuesday 21, and these are the three time slot available. So I'll click 10 p.m. and now I'm going to select the quantity of tickets that I need to buy. So I'll increase up to 3, and as you can see that when I'll increase the quantity, the total price will automatically change, and here it simply shows $150. Now I'll click to this book now button, and here we have added a Stripe payment gateway to book this ticket. So I'll pass a test card number, something like this, and we'll also pass the year and random CVC code, and we'll simply pay by using the Stripe payment gateway. Yeah, so here it is done, and you can see ticket has been booked successfully. Now let's move back to the booking page, and in the booking page you are going to see that we have created this section which is a bookings, and in the bookings the user are going to see all the bookings that they have done, and you will see at the top there is a QR code. Now this is the QR code that I have added, like this is something new that I've added on this series because I haven't used QR code before in any of my series. So I've thought that to add something extra and make this series interesting. So this is the QR code that we have provided to the each booking that the user going to do. Yeah. Now this barcode will scanned by an admin. Yeah. So the admin will scan the barcode, and once that barcode is matched, they will allow the user to enter in the cinema hall. Yeah, so it is a movie booking app, so it will allow the user to enter in the cinema hall. So let's move, and I will simply run the admin side in my real Android device, and I'll show you how it's going to work when we are going to scan this barcode. Yeah, now at the right side you can see that I have run the app on the real Android device, and this is how the admin going to scan the QR code. You can see that there is a scan QR code button. Now I'm going to click this scan QR code button, and it will simply enable the phone camera, and you can see that how quickly it detects the barcode and it simply says matched. So let me show you it again. So I'll click on start scan again, and will simply move to the barcode, and yes, it is showed it is matched and QR code has been detected, and this is the unique ID that we have provided to the each QR code. So this is how we are going to add the QR code in our movie booking app, and this will simply make our movie app like very interesting. So now let's move to the code and make this complete app from the scratch. But before we move forward, I want to introduce you to app crafting. So this is a startup started by me. So if you are looking for the app for your business or resume, we are going to make a budget friendly app for you. You can simply fill this contact form and can send us the requirements to get an awesome app in both Play Store and App Store. You can find the link of the app crafting in the description box. So in our last part, I have shown you how to simply make a home page of our filmy fun app and a bottom name. So this is a bottom name that we have made in the last part, and this is the home page as you can see, and a detail page. So let me show you the detail page where the user can simply book the tickets for the specific movie they want. So this is a detail page where the user can select the date for which they want to book the ticket, the time slot that they can simply select according to their convenience, the amount of ticket they can select from here that they need to book, and the total amount will be simply shown here, and a book now button. So these were all the things that we have simply created in our last part, I mean in the first part of this awesome movie app series. So in our today's part, as first I'm going to simply connect the complete backend of this app. So for the backend, as you know that we are going to use a Firebase. So let me connect the Firebase first for both Android and iOS. And this is a new update of the Flutter. So if you are facing any of the problem to connect the app for the Android device or the iOS device, then this app series will simply clear all the doubt, because on this app series I'm going to use a new and updated version of the Flutter. Yeah. So but before moving to the Firebase and we connect the app, I want to simply show you that this is the login and sign up page. Now you will think that when we have made the login and sign up page, so we have already made a login and sign up page before on the channel. You will find one video where I have simply made a complete login and sign up page from the scratch. So this is the login page and this is the sign up page that we have simply made in our one of the video. I will simply paste a video link in the description box or in the comment box. You can simply get it from there, because by following that video you can get to like what all things we have written in the login and sign up page. Yeah, I hope it is clear. Now let's move, and here first I'm going to simply add a backend for our sign up page. So for that I need to connect a Firebase. So let's move to the Firebase first, and this is a Firebase website. Now I just need to write my project name. So I'll just write my project name, which is filmy fun. Yeah. Now click on continue button, continue again. Now use default account for Firebase, click on create project. So as you can see that Firebase is preparing our project. So wait for a few seconds until it is done. So our project is ready. Now click on continue button and we'll directly move to the Firebase. So first I'm going to simply connect the iOS app, then I'll show you how to connect the Android app. Yeah, so let's click to the iOS and we need an Apple bundle ID. So you know that how to get the Apple bundle ID. So simply open the Xcode from here and we'll just move to the Xcode. Now here in the Xcode I need to move to the runner, signing and capabilities. Now we need to copy the bundle identifier from here and we need to paste it in the Firebase. So this is a bundle identifier. So copy it from here, paste it in the Apple bundle ID, click on register app and wait for a file that you need to download here. So this is the file. Now download this Google service-info.plist file from here, and we need to simply open this file, and if you have any older file then remove that file and rename the file again. Yeah, so move that file and just rename the file again. Now we need to simply paste this file below the info. So we need to paste it below the info, click on finish. Here it is done. Now let's move back to the Firebase, click on next, 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 continue to the console. So here you have seen that I have successfully added the iOS app. So it just take like nearly 10 seconds to add an iOS app. Now in the latest version of the Flutter, the Android process is now very fast. Like we need to add lots of code from the Firebase before. If you have watched my old series, like I've made 10 to 12 app series before on this channel, so in that series you'll notice that it takes like nearly 1 to 2 minutes to add a complete backend for the Android app. I mean, when you connect the Firebase. But in this new update of Flutter, they make the thing really fast to add, and now it just take like 15 seconds to add a complete Android app. Yeah. Now let's move, and here first we'll move to the Android, and I need an Android package name. So move to the Android app build.gradle. Now copy this application ID from here. Now simply paste it over here. Now click on register app. Now we need to download that file again. So download this file and just open this file, and again if you have any older file then delete that and just rename the file again. Yeah, something like this, and we need to paste it in the Android app folder, something like this. Now once you have done this thing, now click on next. Now here it is the ID. So for the ID we just need to go to the Android builder gradle. No, we don't need to, because in the latest version of the Flutter you won't find any files. Like we need to add in the class path, but in the new version we need to move to the settings.gradle, and this is a ID plugin. In the plugin section you will see that there is a various ID. We just need to paste the ID over here and it is done. Now click on this one and copy the code. So here this is another ID. Now move to the Android app build.gradle and just paste after this Android and Kotlin plugin and just paste it over here. Now you will think that I am not adding a dependencies section over here, because in the latest version of Flutter we don't need to add this anything. Now click on next, continue to the console. So you can see that how they have made really fast to connect the Android app with a Firebase, and now we have successfully connected the Android app also. Yeah, now let's move back, and here I need to move to the authentication, and in the authentication I'll click to the get started button, and as you know that we are going to use a mail authentication, so let's move to the signing method. Click on email and password, click on enable, click on save. Yeah, it is done. Now let's move to the Firestore database, because we need to change some of the security rules from here so that we can upload our data over here, right? Click on create database, next create, and now cloud Firestore will set up some security rules, so wait for a few seconds until it is done. So move to the rules, and we need to just change the rules from false to true so that we can upload our data to the cloud Firestore, and we'll click on publish button, and here it is done. Now once we have done all this thing, now let's move to the perf dev. Now I'm telling let's move to the perf dev because we need to add some of the necessary package in our Flutter app so that we can use all the features. So I'll just use the package which is Firebase auth. Now Firebase auth will help us to add a authentication in our Flutter app. So we'll copy this package and we'll simply paste it in the perspec.ml file, something over here. Now cloud Firestore, so that we can upload our data to the Firestore database. Move to the installing, copy the package again, paste it over here. Now the third package will be, or you can say, random string. Now the random string will help us to give a specific ID to the each booking details, so that we can simply track the user, like which user have booked for which movie, right? So we need a random string. Now I don't think so we need an image picker and Firebase storage. If then we'll see that in future, but I don't think so now we need a image picker and Firebase storage. Yeah, so here let's move back and move to the main.dart. But before moving to the main.dart, here let's run all the packages that we have just added in our perspec.ml file. Now move to the main.dart, and here I just need to write two important functions to simply execute our connection with a Firebase app, but there is one more package I think so we left, which is a Firebase core. So Firebase core is the package that we need. So move to the installing, copy this package and paste it again. Something like this. Now simply run this package and I guess it is done. Yeah, so these are not any errors, so don't worry, this is an error, this is not an error, this is just like this. Yeah, I think so package has been run successfully. Now let's move to the main.dart, and if you can't run the package, then you can do one more thing. You can simply remove the version, because it depends like which Flutter version you are using. So the package will take the version accordingly which Flutter version you are simply running in the VS Code, right? So you can also run the packages like this if you are facing any version error. Yeah, now let's move to the main.dart, and here we just need to write widgets flutter binding dot ensure initialized, and I just need to pass await Firebase dot initialize app. So these are the two important lines to simply activate the Firebase in our app. Now once we have connected a Firebase for both Android and iOS, now we need to add a backend for our sign up page. Now in the sign up page, I've told you that authentication we are going to use is a mail authentication. Though the mail authentication I've used like many times before in my channel, I think so 15 to 20 times before. Now if I will explain those lines again and again, then the video length will be very long, and that will not make any sense like to repeat all the things again and again. So I'll simply copy the code and will simply paste it over here. Now if you want, you can pause the video and can write a code, or if you want to get the code, I will simply provide the link in the description box. You can get it from there. Yeah, so now let's move and let me add some important code for adding a backend to our sign up page. Yeah, this is the registration function that I have created. Now here you can see that I have written like a name controller.text, password controller.text, mail controller.text. So these are the text editing controller to handle the text that the user going to enter on this text field. Now here you can see that in the sign up page there is one section named confirm password. Now if you don't want this confirm password, you can remove this, because that is not necessary to add this confirm password in the sign up page. If you want, you can do that, but I think so that it is not very necessary to add the confirm password over here. Yeah, so we'll add some necessary space over here. Yeah, so this is the sign up page. Now how it looks. Now I have added a 3 controller to handle the text on this 3 different text field. Now this is the registration function I have created, and this is how we can create a sign up process, or the user can simply create the account with the help of the user email and the password. So create user with email and password is the function that will simply execute to allow the user to sign up in the app by using a mail authentication. So once they have authenticate with the help of mail, now I need to upload a necessary data to the Firestore database. So as I told you that we are going to use a string ID, because I am going to provide a unique ID to the each user, because as I've told you that the reason behind this, because as I need to track each user ID, like if there are 2 users, Shyam and Shivam, I need to provide a 2 different ID to these 2 users, so that I can track the Shivam data and the Shyam data, and we can show the specific movie they have booked. So that's why I'm going to provide a unique ID to these 2 users, right? So I will pass ID and will just write random alphanumeric 10 and will pass this something like this. Now I need to create a map. Now what is a map? So map is a combination of key value pair. Now if you don't know enough about a Dart programming or a widgets, how to use in a Flutter, then I have already made a complete beginner series, not a series. In one video I have simply covered like about all the things about our basic Dart programming and how to use widgets in the Flutter app. I recommend you to watch that video so that you can get to know more about how to use in this Flutter code. Yeah, so here I'm going to create a map, and map is a combination of key and value pair. So this is a key and this is a value. So we are going to show the key in the string and the value in the form of dynamic. Yeah, so I just need to pass our map name, which is user info map. Yeah, and here first I'm going to pass the username, so I'll pass name, and to get his name I'll just pass name controller.text. Now I need to get his email, so we'll pass mail controller.text. Now his unique ID, so I'll pass ID and we'll just pass the ID, something like this. And here I'm also going to pass the image. So for the image I'm going to use the unique link that will be best for the users to show that respective image. Now once we have wrote the map, now we need to write a necessary function to upload the data to the Firestore database. Now you will see that I have created one service folder, and in the service folder you will see the shared preference. Now you will think that what is shared preference? Though it is shared preference, I have written a short form, the file name. Now to activate the shared preference in your app, you just need to add one more package, which is a shared preferences in the perspec.ml file. So the shared pref.dart is a function that will help us to store a data locally in our Flutter device. Now you will think that we are already using a Firebase server. Then why we need to store our data locally? So the data we are going to simply store locally, as you can see here, is the user ID, his name, his email, and his image. So these are the four things that I am simply storing in our Flutter device. Now to get a username and image, his name, we can't each time call a server and get a data. So these are the small things that we can simply store in our data locally. So that's why I'm using a shared preference, and we can use this data very easily by using a shared preference. Now I'll show you how to save that data locally. I haven't saved that data locally till now. Yep. So let's move to the signup.dart back here again, and in the service folder we'll simply create a new folder name, new file name, new file name, which will be a database.dart, and in the database.dart we are going to write all the necessary function that will help us to execute the Firebase. Yeah, so first I will create a class name, which is database methods, and in the database methods I'm going to simply write a future. Now I'm writing a function name, which is add user details, something like this. Yeah, now here I just need to pass a map. The map is the same map that we have passed in our sign up page. So I'll just write string dynamic user info map, something like this. Now we need to pass a string ID. So I know that you know the use of ID now, like I need to provide a unique ID to the each user, so I'm passing the ID over here. Now here, once we have done this thing, I just need to do one more thing. Like here first I need to return, and we need to pass await. For that I just need to pass async over here. So I'll pass async await Firebase firestore dot instance dot collection, and here I'm going to simply write our collection name, which is users dot doc, and will pass the unique ID. Dot set method will help us to upload the user data to the respective collection, which is users. Right now I just need to write user info map, something like this. Yeah, so when we have written all this thing, now we need to simply call this function in a sign up page. So here I'll just move and will write await database methods, sorry, why it is disappearing, database methods dot add user detail. We need to pass user info map ID dot, then like once the data has been uploaded to the wait a second, so once the data has been uploaded to the fires to database, we need to just show the toast message that the user have registered successfully. So that will be the green light. You know the green light, red light. So that will be the green light for the users that they have registered successfully. Now they will land to the home page. Yeah. So for that I need to show the scaffold messenger, which will be like a snack bar in the lower bottom. So I'll use a scaffold messenger, something like this, which is scaffold messenger dot of context dot show snack bar, and in the snack bar I'll just pass a snack bar, something like this, and in the content I just need to pass a text widget, and in the text widget there is some error. Let me see what error it is. Yeah, okay, so remove dot then from here and write this function outside the dot then function. So remove that dot then from here, and we just need to pass a text data, and here because we have already passed a await function, so this function if haven't completed then it won't move to the next function. So that's why I passed await. So it will wait until this function complete. Once this function complete, then the snack bar will be shown. So we don't need dot then function over here. Yeah. So once we have written this thing, I need to pass a text widget, a text in a text widget, which is registered successfully. Something like this. I guess it is okay. Now we can pass a green light. So for the green light, I'll just pass background color, which will be colors dot green, something like this. Now here I just need to pass a style, a text style. Now the color will be just colors dot white, and font weight will be font weight dot bold. Yeah, something like this. We can also increase the font size. Let's pass 20.0. Now once we have shown the register successfully toast message, we need to also push the user to the home page. So for that I'll just write navigator dot push. I need to use push replacement so that they can't move back, and we'll write material page root, and here I need to pass a context, and we need to push the user to the bottom name so that he can simply navigate to the different pages. Yeah, I hope it is clear. Now once we have written this thing, we have wrote a complete function for registration function. Now let's call all this controller to the each text field. So for that I'll move to the email. So I'll pass controller, which will be the mail controller. Same for the password controller, which will be the controller, and the password controller, and with is a name, here is name. So I'll pass controller, name controller. Yeah, something like this. So once we have passed a specific controller to the each text field, now we can execute a function for our sign up page. So here where there is a button, I'll simply wrap up with a gesture detector, and in the on tap method I'll just pass that if like user have filled a name, so I'll write name controller dot text should not be equals to space. That means that it won't be blank. And if like mail controller dot text should also be not be blank, like all this text field should be filled to execute the registration function. So I'm passing in the if case, and the password controller dot text also should not be equals to space, something like this. And if it is true, then we'll use a set state, not set equal, set state, and in the set state I'll assign all the string. Now you will think that why I wrote a string. So this is the reason, so that I can assign the each text field value to the respective string. So I'll pass name controller dot text. Same for the mail, we'll write mail, which is email equals to mail controller dot text, and same for the password. So we'll write password equals to password controller dot text. Yeah, so these are all the things that we need to handle. Now we need to just call the registration function when it is done. Yeah, so this is how the registration function going to work. Now here let's test this our sign up page. Now we have just added a Firebase in our Flutter app, so hot reload or hot restart it won't work over here. So you just need to close a complete VS code and the emulator you are using, then rerun the complete app again. Yeah, this is our sign up page. I've launch the app again, and now I'll show you how our sign up page is working. So I'll just write my name over here. So I'll write Shivam, but you can't see anything because I need to simply pass a style to my text field so that I can see the text that I enter on this text field. So for that I just need to write a style, a text style. The color will be colors.white so that I can see that text. And if you want to change the cursor color, you can also do that. So for the cursor color, you can just write a cursor color, and you can change the cursor color to colors.white. And now you can also see the cursor, and the text will also visible, I guess. SHIVMGUPTA. Yeah, so text are also visible. We can pass this to the each text field and the password. Yeah, something like this. Now we can also pass the email. So I'll write a random email ID and the password. You can see that password is not in the dotted form. You can do that by using a auth secure text to true, which is over where we can write over here, of secure text to true. So these are all the things that I have simply taught you in the, as I have told you that in the Flutter beginner course. You can follow that because these are all the common things about widgets that you can learn over there. Yeah, now I'll simply click to this sign up button and we'll move to the bottom name, I guess. Yeah, so I've registered successfully, a green light, and we have successfully moved to the home page. Now let's move to the Firebase because we need to check like how the data has been uploaded to the Firestore database. So this is Cloud Firestore. We just need to refresh the page. And here you can see the users collection with his specific doc ID, the email that I have just used, this his ID, unique ID, you can see that, the image and the name that I have just written in the emulator. So our mail authentication is done and it is also working brilliantly. And if you haven't hit that like button till now, then what you are waiting for? Hit that like button and show your support, and also hit that subscribe button so that you won't miss out on any of the upcoming videos we upload on this channel, right? So hit that subscribe button. I hope that you have hit that like and subscribe button. Now let's move to the app and we'll add now a complete backend for our login page also. Now I'm going to call all the data that we have simply used to store the name, image, the ID and the email. I'm talking about the shared preference. So here you can see that in the service folder I've simply created shared preference.dart. Now we are going to simply store the data locally that we are going to use in the app. So let's move to the signup.dart page, and here I will just one by one going to store all the data locally. So for that I'll just write await shared preference helper dot save display name, and first I'm going to save the username. So I'll just write name controller.text. Now we need to just write shared preference helper dot save user email, and I'm going to next save the user email. So I'll write mail controller.text, and then I'm going to save the user ID. So we'll pass save user ID and ID here, something like this, and we'll just write await shared preference helper dot save, and then I'm going to simply save the user image. Now let me copy this image link and we'll simply paste it in the shared preference where we are saving the user image, something like this. So once we have done all this thing, now we can simply save the data locally. Now I can use a shared preference, but don't need to worry. I will show you where we are going to use a shared preference and how this data will be called, and we can show them in the app. Yeah. So once we have saved the data locally, now let's move to the our login page. And in the login page, as you can see that we have just written one function which is user login. And let's move to the login page first. And this is the login page. And as you can see that there are two text field, which is email and the password. So there you can see the mail controller.text and the password controller. So these are the two text editing controller that will help us to manage the text that the user will input in this two text field. Yeah, I hope it is clear. Now this is a simple user login function that I have written. You can simply see that. Yeah, now let's move here with a further code that we need to simply write in our user login function. Yeah, so in the user login function, what I'm going to do is that, like here for an example, if the user will enter the email that they have used to sign up in the app before, and they use a same email to log in the app, now I want to simply get his detail from the server and save in the shared preference first, because as you know that in the sign up page we have passed a shared preference. We are saving all the data related to that specific user in the shared preference. I mean the data we are storing locally by using the shared preference. Now once they log in the app again, I need to simply store that data again locally. So for that I need to simply get his detail from the user's collection, and once we get all the details of that respective email, then we'll simply save his name, image and the ID. So what I'm going to do is that, so for an example, if the user will write the email like this email, shivam3566@gmail.com. Now once they have written this email, I'm going to simply match the email that match with the email in the user's collection. And once we match that email and found a respective document like this document, then we'll simply save his ID, name, image. So that's how we are going to simply get his name and image. Yeah. So for that I'm going to do one thing here. As you can see that first I have written a string, my name, my ID and my image. So these are the three things I need to simply get from the server. So first I will write like name1 is equals to, I think so, first we need to simply pass a query snapshot. We haven't passed till now. So let's create some function in our like database.dart file. So for that I will just write future. Now what is a query snapshot? A query snapshot is something that will help us to read a specific document. Like this is a document and we need to read all the fields in this respective document. So that will help to get a respective fields. So we need to read a specific document. So that's why we need a query snapshot. So I'll just write a query snapshot and we'll write our function name, which is get user by email. Yeah. So once we get this thing, we can simply first pass a string, which is an email, where, and we'll pass a sync and we'll just return, and sorry, yeah, something like this. We'll remove this one. We'll just need to return. We'll pass return await. So we need to pass async first, and we'll write await Firebase Firestore dot instance, and we need to pass our collection name. So I'll pass collection, which is a user's collection dot where, and I need to simply match the email that I've told you now. So for that I just need to pass dot where and a email field name, and we just need to pass is equal to and the email that we need to match, and dot get function will help us to get all the field from the respective document. I hope it is very clear now. Now let's move to the login page, and here I need to simply first call the function that we have written in our database.dart file. So for that I'll just write query snapshot, and we'll write query snapshot is equals to await. So for that I need to pass async. I've already passed, so don't need to worry. So I'll just write await, not over here, over here. Sorry for that again. Await, we need to just write like database methods base methods, database methods dot get user by email, and we need to simply pass the email string. I'm going to store the text of this text field in the email string. I'll show you that this is the same thing that we have done in the sign up page. There are not much more difference, just this function we need to add extra in this login page. And first I'm going to just write a query snapshot dot docs 0 dot, and here I'm going to simply pass our field name that we need to call. So this is the field name. Now copy this and paste it exactly over here so that I can get an exact name over here, and we'll just use a string name which is my name, something like this, and we need to use a dollar sign so that I can get a detail from a respective field. Yes, something like this. Now once we have done all this thing, now here I'll do one thing. I'll get a ID, so I'll pass my ID, and here I'm going to pass again the field name which is ID, so I'll just pass the ID over here. And now we need to get a image, so we'll copy this image, we'll simply paste it something over here, and we'll just write my image, something like this. Yeah, so once we have done all this thing, now we need to simply store the data locally as I've explained you. So we'll use a shared preference again dot save user image. So I'm going to simply store my image. Now here I'm going to again write and await shared preference helper dot save user ID, and I'm going to simply store user ID, and then await shared preference helper dot save, and we need to just save his email. So I'll write email, so which is a email, something like this. So we have saved, name is left, so again use a shared preference helper dot save user display name, and I'm going to save the username which is my name, something like this. Now once we have wrote this function, now we can simply store our data locally. Now once we have done all this thing, now we can simply push the user to the home page. So for that I'll use a navigator again. So I'll write navigator dot push, and here I'm going to just pass a material page route. So I'll write material page route. Now a context, so I'll just write a context, something like this, and we'll push the user to the home page. So I'll write home, something like this. Yeah, so this is how we can simply push the user to the home page once they have logged in. Now let's call the function. Like when the user will tap to this login button, we need to execute some of the functions. So for that I just need to move to the login here, something over here, where over here, sign up. This is a login button. Yeah, so we'll again wrap up with a gesture detector and on tap method, and in the on tap method I'll just pass one case, like if both the text field will be filled, then we are going to simply call a login function. Like we need to simply allow the user to enter or fill this to text field. So for that I'll just pass mail controller.text should not be empty, and a password should not be empty. Yeah, so let me see. Yeah, here it is. So password controller.text should not be empty. Now if this two condition is true, then we'll use a set state to fill all the situation or strings. So I'll just pass email equals to mail controller.text, and so I'll just write a password equals to password mail controller.text, something like this. Now once we have done all this thing, we can simply call our function which is user login. Yeah, so this is how we can simply create a user login function. Now let's test how the user login function is going to work. So I will simply hot restart the app. I hope that hot restart will work over here. So I'll just pass the name which is Ayush Gupta. So I'll write Ayush Gupta, and we'll just write email. So I'll write ayush123@gmail.com. We need to pass in password. So I'll write password. Now we need to just sign up. So I'll first sign up with one of my account that I have created. Then I'll show you how we can simply use same ID to log in the app. Yeah. So I'll just move to the login page, and we'll simply hot restart the app, and we'll just write Ayush. I can't see the text. You know that why. we need to simply pass that to case again. So I'll move to the sign up page and we'll copy this tile and cursor color so that I can see the text that we enter over in this text field. So I'll copy and we'll simply paste it something over here. Where? Over here. Yeah, and we need to do same for in the password. We can pass auth secure to secure our password that we enter. So I'll just pass true, something like this. Let's hot restart the app again and we'll enter the same email, which is iuse123@gmail.com, and we need to just enter password iuse123. Now we'll simply click to this login button. Wrong password provided by the user, though you can't see this. Now if you want to simply change this, you can do from here. Like you can just pass like black, it is a black, and you can pass a background color also like here, and like background color, and we can pass colors dot white so that I can see it clearly. I've entered a wrong password, so let me check it. I hope that I didn't forget a password. I have. So sorry for that. I don't know how I forgot the password, but let me test it again. So I have simply signed up with a new account first, and then I'll use a login function. Yeah, so I'll write iuse125@gmail.com, and I'll write iuse125. Why it's showing a wrong provided by the user? Because I'm entering the correct thing again and again. Let me check. I think so. We haven't passed a controller till now. These are the small mistakes that simply make the thing very tough. Yeah. So I'll write controller, password controller, and the controller is a mail controller, something like this. Now once we have done this thing, now we can handle a text that the user enter on this text field. So I'll use my old account again, which is 123@gmail.com, and we'll use a password again, iuse123. We faced some error. Let me check. Invalid range, it says. So I have entered a wrong email ID, or it's something else. Let me check it again. Let me check this function first. Yeah, so that I was telling about, like email should be exact what you are passing over here. So these are the few errors that you can also notice, because this can simply take you lots of time to simply fix this. So I'm showing you like what all simple errors you can face and how you can simply solve that. Yeah, so just read the error that you simply get, like what is an exact error. Now once you know that this error is because of this condition, then you can simply fix that in no time. Yeah, so I'll click to this login button again, and here you can see that we have successfully moved to the home page here again, and our login is working brilliantly. Yeah, so if you want to move to the bottom name, so just remove the home and just switch it to the bottom name. Yeah, that is also brilliant. You can do that. Yeah, so once we have done this thing, now let's move to our bottom name page and let's add all the functions so that the user can book a ticket and can watch his favorite movie. Yeah, now let's move, and here as you can see that when the user will tap to this, they will move to the movie detail page. So for that I need to move to the home page first. I don't think so we need a much execution in our home page. Let's move to the movie detail page, and let me add some of the functionalities over here. So let me switch it to the detail page first. So I'll just write a detail page, something like this. Yeah, so this is the detail page. Now in this detail page I need to do one thing. Like first I need to get the image of, like when the user will tap to any specific movie, his name, like movie name, the action, adventure, these are the some text we need to show, and some detail about that movie, and also the price. So price is also left. So I'll just write one thing, like here I'll just write a string like this, and here I'm going to simply get the image, which is movie image, the movie name, and the action adventure, what I will write, short detail, just write short detail, and sorry, detail, and I'll just write a detail, or movie detail, just write movie detail. Yeah, and now we can just call our detail page, and we need to just store this all the things. So I'll write this dot image, this dot name, something like this, and this dot short detail, and this dot movie detail, something like this. Now once we have passed all this thing, I just need to pass a required thing. So I'll write required, and this is also required, and this is also required too. Now we need to just pass all the thing in the home page. So let me see where we have written. So this is the first movie where we have shown. So I'll do one thing, I will just wrap up the container, which is this container. I guess I'm correct. Yeah, I'm correct. So I'll just wrap up with a gesture detector, and in the on tap method I will just push the user to the detail page. So I'll write navigator dot push, and we'll just write a material page route. So I'll write material page route, something like this. I'll just pass a context, and in the context I'll push the user to the detail page. Now I need to pass the image of this movie. So I will just write our folder name, which is where we have stored the image. So I'll use images dot this, something like this. Yeah, now here I'm going to do one thing. Like, you will think that why I haven't stored the image in the Firebase storage. Now in my previous, like, I have already made 14 to 15 apps before on this channel. You can simply check it out. I will simply paste the link in the comment box. Now in the previous series, I noticed that many of the viewers writing in the comment box that Firebase is paid. I know that Firebase is paid. So this is a new update that Firebase. So according to this new update, if you want to use a Firebase storage, you need to upgrade the plan to the Blaze plan. Yeah. So though you can buy a Firebase storage, I will recommend you, because as the Firebase storage don't have any fixed subscription, they will charge you accordingly how the Firebase you are using. So if you don't want to deploy the app to the Play Store, you are just making for your like resume or just for your college or interview purpose, then I don't think so that will charge you very much for the Firebase storage. This is, I'm telling you according to the my experience, because I have already used a Firebase storage by a Blaze plan. So I don't deploy any app. I just use the Firebase storage to show you how the app building works and how the app development works. So it charged me like really less than $1. So it is like nearly in Indian currency less than 80 rupees. So that's the minimum charge that you can face while purchasing for the Firebase storage. Now if you don't want to buy the Firebase storage, then this is this project, because as you can see that I am storing the image locally in our images folder, and I'm going to use the image again by the just passing our images folder name. Yeah, so we are not getting any image from the server. So on this project we don't need a Firebase storage. So this is a good news for you. If you don't want to simply upgrade the plan, you can follow this project, because I'm not going to use a Firebase storage on this project completely. As you know that, because I've already used a Cloud Firestore and authentication till now. Yeah, so now let's pass our movie name. So I'll just pass the movie name, which is this name, Infinity Wars. So I'll copy this and will simply paste it something over here. Yeah, and here I'm going to pass our short detail, which is, I think so, this detail. So we'll copy this and we'll simply paste it something over here, and this is a movie detail. So I need to just copy the movie detail also. So I need to copy the movie detail from here and we'll simply paste it over here, something like, I'll copy this and we'll paste it over where, in the home page where we are passing the movie detail, something like this. Yeah, so once we have done all this thing, now I can call all the data in our detail page. So for that I just need to show our movie name, which is widget dot name, something like this. Then I need to show the our image. So I'll pass widget.image, something like this. Now once we have done these two things, I need to just show this. So I'll write widget dot like, what is this? I guess short detail and the movie detail. So I'll copy widget dot movie detail, something like this. Yeah, something like this. So once we have passed all this thing, now I think so we have forgot to pass a price also. Yeah, so price is an important thing. Yeah, so I'll pass a price. So I'll just pass a price, something like this. I'll just write this dot price. So I'll write this dot price, and we'll call also a price, something like this. And let's move to the home dot, and here we need to write a price. So let's keep the price of this ticket, it is $50. So I'll write $50. Yeah, and once we have done all this thing, now let's show the price also over here. So I'll write widget dot price. Yeah, so here it is. Now let's hot restart the app again, and we'll move to the home page. No, we haven't, because we need to pass a bottom name. So I'll pass bottom name. Let's move to the home page. Now I'll tap to this, and here we have landed to the detail page. Yeah, so this is how we can see that this is a movie picture, movie name, short detail, some more detail. Now we need to increase or decrease the amount of ticket like user need to buy. So for that I need to execute some of the function in our booking, not booking, detail page. Yeah, so for that first I'm going to just write like quantity. So I'll just write quantity is equals to 0. Yeah, we can't pass 0 because the user need to buy minimum one ticket, so that's why I need to just pass a 1 over there. So here I'm going to do one thing, like first I'm going to show the quantity. Yeah, also there is one more thing, we need to simply keep a track of a total amount. Like this is a total amount, right? We don't need to show the price over here. So to keep the track, I need to do one thing, like I'll just pass int total is equals to 0, and in the init state I'll just store the total price of a ticket, like of one ticket. Then it will keep on increasing as the user will increase the quantity from here. Yeah, so I'll just write a total is equals to, sorry, total is equals to widget dot price, something like this. Now once we have passed this case, okay, so we need to pass it to the int. So int dot pass, and we need to write widget dot price, something like this. I hope it is clear. Now once we have passed this case, we can pass total over here, where over here. So I'll just wrap up with a gesture detector first. So I'll pass gesture detector, and in the onTap method I will just do one thing, like I will first increase the quantity. So I'll write quantity equals to quantity plus 1, which will increase the quantity of an ticket. Then we need to increase the total price. So I'll write total equals to total plus in dot parse dot widget, and we need to just pass a price, and we need to also pass a set state, something like this. Yeah, so let me show how it works. So I'll simply click to this, and you can see 2, but we need to just pass a total over here so that I can show you total dot to string, sorry, to string. Yeah, I hope that, let's refresh this page first. Let's move to this page. We'll increase the quantity, and you can see that that total amount has been changed to 100. So this is how we can simply increase the quantity of ticket. So for the decrease, we'll pass gesture detector. In the onTap method, I will just pass if quantity of ticket should be greater than, I hope it is greater than 1. Yeah, now if it is greater than 1, then we need to decrease by, I passed this case because as I've told you that minimum tickets that user need to buy is 1. So for that I need to pass this case, otherwise it will go from 0, -1, -2. So that will not make any sense here. So I'll just pass minus over here and also minus. something like this. Now let's simply hot restart the app. Let's move. Let's simply increase the ticket, and you can see how simply our total price is also increasing. Now let's decrease this, and as you can see that it just take a few seconds to update the total price, and you can see that now when I click to this, I can't move to 0 because a minimum condition we have passed over here. So this is how we can simply show that the case. Now once we have done all this thing, now let's add a book now. So this is it from this video. So on our today's part, we have covered all the authentication like a mail authentication for both login and sign up page, and in our next part I'm going to add a Stripe payment gateway so that you can book the movie ticket successfully and can watch that movie. Yeah, so these are all the things that we are going to do in the next part. So hit that subscribe button so that you won't miss out on any of the upcoming videos we upload on this channel. I am noticing that while many of you are loving our videos, but 80% of you are not hit that subscribe button till now. So what you are waiting for? As this course are also free, subscribe button is also free. So hit that subscribe button and be the part of this awesome Flutter family. Until then, keep coding, keep having fun. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.